I've just acquired two new revolvers for the YouTube channel, and as usual, I wanted to bring you along for the unboxing, but we'll just do both of them at the same time this time. Both, as you can see, are from Heritage Manufacturing. I'm Dustin, and you're watching Guns of the West. Both of these are in .22 long rifle, and as I've said before, don't ever underestimate the fun of rimfire shooting. Inexpensive and just lots of fun. Let's start here with the small box. This is a model brand new for this year, 2021, the Heritage Barkeep. Let's have a look at what is inside. We've got the Barkeep owner's manual, other typical forms that come with a new firearm. Some Taurus information. That's right, I believe Taurus owns Heritage now. Safety lock, and here it is. Wow, well, my first impression, look at that grip. I really hope the camera does that any kind of justice. That looks amazing, at least in person. Go ahead and take this tag off. There we go. All right, you can see this is basically the same as the Rough Rider revolver from Heritage, except a very short barrel. And because of that short barrel, no ejector on it. Instead, it has a separate ejector rod, which I'll show you in just a moment. Also, this has that classic Heritage manual safety. I know a lot of people don't like those. I don't really mind it. It's different, but I think, as I've said this before about Heritage on my channel, it's not trying so hard to be a cult copy. It's sort of its own thing, and so I don't mind that it has its own features. Well, let's go ahead and pull the hammer back to half cock, and we'll see how easy that cylinder comes out. Oh, the pin comes out nice. Put that loading gate. That dropped right out. So we can use the ejector to get this little cover off. Now, just like the other Heritage revolvers, this will accept their .22 Magnum cylinder, which it did not come with, but I do have one. So I will be using that here on the channel. Let's see if I can get this lined back up correctly. There it goes. There, now it's put back together. Again, that's safety. If you're not familiar with it, right now the safety's on, and all it is a little hammer block right down in there. If I flip this down, now that red dot is visible, which means the safety's off and the hammer's allowed to go all the way forward. Now, you know, in .22 Magnum, I think this might actually be a respectable little gun. I don't typically recommend rimfire for concealed carry, but if that's what you're comfortable with, you know, this is a very small little concealable package, and we'll do some testing with it when I get it out in shooting videos. Now, when you unload this, as I mentioned, you have to use a separate rod. So instead of being able to just press on a spring-loaded one, you would just press right here, and that goes right through, just like it would if it was mounted to the pistol. Well, I'm really excited about this little Barkeep. Especially, I just love that grip. It makes me want to get some for my other Heritage revolver that I have. Well, anyway, let's put that aside for just a moment and see what's in box number 2, so to speak. This one is the Rough Rider Rancher, which is a carbine. Got a lot of the same paperwork, except this. It's going to be unique. This is not something you should hold like a rifle, and I'll show why in just a moment. Owner's manual for the Rancher carbine. Oh, leather sling. Pretty decent, actually, leather sling, it looks like. I'll get this up and turn it around. Now, if you remember, or if you saw my video of the Heritage Rough Rider with the 16-inch barrel, this is essentially the same gun. This is also a 16-inch barrel. So if for those wondering, this is not an SBR. You don't need any special licensing or any legality stuff to have this, at least by federal law here in the United States. Now this one, though, has a nice shoulder stock. Looks like, it looks a lot like the walnut on my Pieta revolvers. I'm not sure if that's what it is. It's got the sling mounts right there. In fact, you know what? Before we go any further, let me go ahead and mount that sling on. There we go. Now I've got my sling attached here and here, nice and securely. Let's go over some of the other features of it. It's got that same loading gate as the Barkeep, and you can see it's still got that little safety orange cover in there. Same manual safety as the other Heritage firearms. One thing very different though on this one, you can see it does have the traditional rear sight like the others, but then it also has an added big leaf sight here that's adjustable for elevation. And I suppose it's dovetailed. I suppose you could adjust it for windage. We'll have to see when I get out. I'll see how it shoots. You can see where the sling mount is around the barrel there. Good tall front sight. I would hope so, just because of the big rear sight there. Now, down here, you can see it's got a little hook for your support hand, because when you shoot this carbine, any revolving carbine, you don't want to put your hand out here like you would on a rifle. You get gases coming out right next to here. You get little fragments of lead sometimes, and you just don't need to have any flesh out there. So instead, you have your shooting hand like normal, and you can put this finger up here. For me, on guns like this, I actually like to get sort of like the web right there on that part of my hand, right up, wrapped around there on that part of the gun, and that feels pretty stable. But anyways, can't wait to get out and shoot this. This one, you can see, does have the more traditional ejector since it's a long barrel. And again, this is basically the same gun you saw before on my channel that just had a Betsy Ross, the Honor Betsy Ross pistol grip. But now I've got a shoulder stock on it, a good rear sight, and a sling. Well, let's take a look at them side by side. Well, there you have them side by side, the two newest additions here at Guns of the West from a brand that I'm really growing more and more fond of. The great thing about these heritage guns, the price is fantastic. Usually well under $200 for the handguns. I believe this one, MSRP is somewhere around $250, I think, and usually in the stores you're going to find it for a little bit less than that. So very, very budget-friendly guns, but don't be fooled. They function. I can't believe how well the heritage revolvers work. And I just have to say one more time, I cannot get over that grip on the Barkeep. That is just great. Please don't forget to click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you can see my other videos. And don't forget to look in that description to see where I'll be on social media and where you can find great Guns of the West products. Thank you so much for watching.